What's up? Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, we're hugging the door right now, hanging out with Todd's CRX things. We've got the front slicks off right now. We're going ahead and just changing out the wheels, but while we're at it, we're checking things out, doing an overhaul. We had a loose training bolt right here. I figured out where most of my big oil leak was coming from. This guy had working his way loose, so this guy wasn't on there, which means I had oil going into these because this holds the center of the valve cover tight so that oil can't get into all these. My coil plate was halfway loose because only this bolt was holding it. So these three coils were a little oily, and oil got into these two holes more so than this end one because this end one has this here and here. So I was definitely getting some oil in there though. I had a loose training bolt I had to tighten up. I wiped up all of the oil all over the bottom of this thing. Got to top off the water just to fuzz, but everything's looking really good. The belt is a little loose. Gonna check that. I don't know why it's always loose when we check it. Maybe it needs a new one, but I'm excited. Whew. This is gonna be a good weekend at IFO. Coming in here to check out all the shifter stuff because we've had that stuff come loose many of times. We want to make sure all of this is tight. This is the adjuster nut, see, so that needs to be tightened up. We had the jam nut for the rod adjustment come loose. This one's still tight. This one's still tight. Okay, that's still tight. And then you are locked. Yep. So that is still locked too. Can't pull any. Yeah, alright. So everything's looking good on the shifter. Everything looked great in the logs and stuff. Those little hiccups that I was feeling must have been the oil in the ports. I'm sure of it. I mean, there's no other reason it should have hicked up. We checked through the logs and all of the fuel. Everything looked really good. When I launch, it goes a little bit rich, kind of really bit rich. Like, so we're on the lambda scale and on methanol. When I launched, you know, it spun and it wasn't rich for a second, and then it bogged and it bit real hard, you know, and it fell from the rev limiter, it was around 92, all the way to 6,000 RPM. And when it fell all the way down to 6,000, when it bogged and bit hard, it went to 0.46 lambda, which is pretty rich. It's a lot of fuel in there. So that cleaned up as we went down, and we ran our 980, but whew, epic. We need to get a break on this thing, guys. I've got it here. It's time we get that thing going on. We might not be able to make it on by the end of the week, but I think we can do it. And I think we can do it. We can do it. I believe. Mounting it's going to be like my biggest feat because I was already looking at it and I really don't have the room in here with the e-brake. Like in here. I was looking at it and I mean I could probably squeeze it. Move this wire is all I'm doing right now. I could probably squeeze it like right here next to it. I was kind of looking at it and it wouldn't be too bad. Which time is this one? That's the good one. And it wouldn't be too bad, but it would just be a lot in here. It'd be really crammed, staging brake and everything. That brake's got a pretty big handle on it that comes back and it just takes up a lot of room. And just trying to process getting this thing in here right, and because I don't want this thing to be all crammed, and I like how it feels right now. It feels good. I'm digging it. Everything's the way it should be so far. Well, you got a 980 off the board, so that means the car's got what it in it. The car's got in it what it needs, so I can do all my licensing passes and get all that stuff done, because that's the only thing holding me back right now on tech and everything. The car will tech to 10.0. That's, I mean, we went 983. No one said a thing. So because the car is there, it's ready. The only thing it's missing is a winter net and a parachute to go any faster, and a license. I don't have a racing license. I have a driver's license, but no racing license. NHRA racing license. So I need to get one of those, and then we'll be able to move it. Yeah, and then we'll be able to move out even faster. Epic. So excited. This thing is coming along great. The bumper's almost done. I'm gonna drop the fenders off with him next, and he's gonna take care of those. But I probably won't have the bumper on it this weekend at IFO just because it'll look kind of funny with the fenders. Fenders not painted. But when the bumper gets back, and I'll send the fenders out and the fenders will get painted and they'll all come back looking great and going on, and whew, it's gonna look so sick. I'm excited. Whew, yeah. All right, we went over some things today on the CRX, tightened some things up, cleaned a little bit of oil out of the spark plug holes. We'll probably check the plugs even. I want to do an oil change on it. We pulled the slicks off the front. I still need to get them off the rear, but they took my jack, so I wasn't able to take the slicks off the rear because I didn't have a jack anymore. So I'll get that done, but some things, I need to get the staging brake on it so we're able to hold it at the line, and a bunch of other little stuff. And just keep fine-tuning this thing until we're flying down the track. I mean, 980 already is pretty awesome. I'm excited. All right, so we've been doing all kinds of good stuff trying to get ready for IFO this weekend. And as you can see here, we have a staging brake fitted up. So I've already practiced. Clutch in. Hold my brake back in. Feels good. Think I can do it all. Should only go about probably that far depending on how I adjust it, throw it and everything. I'm excited. I got to get lines started to be ran, and then it should have a hydraulic brake again. Epic. No booster up front, but it's all right. Woo! We've been all over today. I got my staging brake all mounted, bumpers fitted up, refitted because he fiberglassed over the holes and stuff, so we had to refit it, but that's fine. It looks so good. I'm so pumped about that. We just had Brett Hunters in here. We pulled it in and we're about to dyno it, but we had an exhaust leak. The turbo manifold, because it's a rally car, the turbo has actually fallen off before, so we welded it to the turbo manifold. But he had raced the whole season pretty much, and it was halfway through this season when he drove through the river, and we noticed the manifold had a really bad crack in it, so we took it off. And then underneath we noticed another one. So Sean's welding up those cracks. We're gonna get that all taken care of, and then we'll get it back on the dyno. We got Derek's fixed up. We got the fender on here. Sean straightened out the side skirt. Door opens and closes nicely. Pumped about that. Looks a little bit better, honestly. I think he did a better job painting this fender. This white car, when it was painted the first time, that was Derek's actual original first ever attempt on painting and sanding and bodywork, kind of by himself. He had a little bit of instruction and guided help, but now that he's a little better, this fender does look a lot better, a little bit shinier all around. It's nice. I'm glad this thing is back together and ready to rip. We've got new control arms on it because it ripped a control arm out when it went to Nebraska, and it went to the finals but didn't win because it ripped the upper ball joint, toasted it. Either way, it's been a busy day. We've been everywhere. Mario's we had on the dyno, we turned it down a little bit, but it's not as rich now, so we made 779, and the power just carries out the back a little bit better. Not as rich. It's gonna run a lot better for IFO, and I'm excited to see everyone out there. I'm not gonna be able to get my axle rebuilt, but we're gonna grab one from the house tonight because we do have a spare in another all-wheel drive car, so we'll have to run that one for now. We'll swap them all back to that one, and we'll get me some insane shafts coming after this event. But we're getting to IFO for this weekend because why not? You know, we need to be there. All right, guys, so I'm talking with you for a sec. Let me clean the camera off. Still there. It's better, but all right, guys, so I just want to chat with you for a sec because I lost an SD card last night and it had a bunch of great footage on it. So we're gonna do a little recap, and I mean, you're not gonna get the full gist of everything, not in the moment, but we're gonna do a recap and show you what we at least have now. So I had a broken rear axle. I broke the bearings on the inside here. See, I destroyed the bearings, just shattered it. So I took the axle apart, was trying to find one, but I couldn't find an axle. So then I went home and I had an HF axle at home, which was actually the same bearing sizes. So I took the HF axle apart, pulled the bearings off, put the bearings on that one, put it all back together. Now I need to put new clips on there, and then I'll get the axle back in as well. We got a new beautiful bumper on there. I think I do have a little bit of footage of that, but it just is a huge bummer that I lost that card. It was literally on my desk or on my toolbox when we left, and then I grabbed it and go to my left, and I got home and I didn't have it. It wasn't in my pocket, it wasn't in his Kia. I don't know what I did with it, but so we're just doing a little recap, telling you what we got cooking. I went through, resealed the valve cover, redid the valve lash, tightened the timing belt just a little bit. Had a loose training bolt, checked that. Todd found that I lost a drive shaft bolt, so we got a drive shaft bolt in there. A bunch of little stuff all around, really. I put a longer bolt in the diff mount in the back because one of them only had like 2 threads, so now these both are longer, tighter. I'm excited. I need to put oil in it. I dropped the pan, I checked the pan. It was not bad. It's nice and clean now. So what is up, everyone? This weekend we're going to IFO, Import Face-Off Official, here at Bandimere Speedway. I'm pretty excited. Derek's gonna be taking his white coupe. We just freshened up yesterday, and we've got a fresh new bumper on the CRX. It's gonna be looking good this weekend. I am itching to get the rest of the car looking as good as the bumper. We gotta get these fenders up next, and he showed me that he can make the the hood shine too. So he's gonna, when I drop the fenders off, I'll drop the hood off as well. He's gonna rebuff and clear the hood. The hood's gonna look amazing, beautiful. It's gonna feel smooth again, like right here where he buffed. Oh, it feels so smooth and good. Up here it feels like sandpaper. You could just hear the difference when I just rub my hand there. Oh dude, it looks so good though. I'm excited for this weekend. You guys stay tuned for everything that's coming. I need to get some clamps to get the bell on it, but we might have the bell on it, I don't know. I'm hoping we're gonna put the timing back in it. I have to race FIP, so we're coming in for a show. Thanks for sticking with me, guys, and appreciate all of you guys commenting and liking and trying to get the algorithm popping. You guys are all the best, and stay tuned for the most epicness weekend of all. We're gonna be moving even faster, hopefully. We got the aerodynamics now, right? Woo! She looks so good though. All right, Steven's all strapped down. It's time to strap my beautiful piece of machinery down. See if we got straps in this box. They're supposed to be in. Yep, perfect. Every time I go to look in here, Jamie's like, go get straps out of the trailer. Every time I look in here, the straps are all gone. I don't know what it is with me looking for straps, but every time they aren't here. I'm lucky today that I got straps. All right, and then we need 2 axle straps, or yeah, 2. We got one right here. Come on, where you hiding, girl? Boom. All right. 4 straps, 2 axle straps. These red ones go on the front. Right here, these 2. These are the fronts. It's also only been strapped once with the bumper before, so this will be the second time. A little nervous, but I'm excited. All right, fronts are hooked up and snug. Need to hook up the backs, crank them down, and then we'll tighten the fronts up and tie up all the slack. We got our rears right here. The rears are nice because, so we used to have 32. We had 32 of these blue straps right here, and then we had 4 of these. So these were originally the dyno straps a long time ago. They've made their way out here because the trailer shafts just always get jacked. And these ones are cool because they have the axle straps built into them right here. This one actually looks like it's been ripped. It might not be long enough, but we'll get this sorted out. All right, so I got one back one all tied down. I need to go ahead and find another blue one that's not ripped, because I told you my strap luck is not the best. Steven probably took all the good ones. So hopefully this one's not ripped. Looks like it's no longer a axle strap having one, so we'll need another axle strap if we're gonna use that one. This is it, guys. Dude, what the shit titties? All right, we need an axle strap. Go inside. Thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe down below, guys. This is GoofyBuilt, and peace out.